Welcome everyone. Well, today we're going to talk about apps. Now, I've tried at least 20 different apps. I've tried a lot of apps to find out which ones would be the best for learning. These five here are the ones that I thought were the best ones to work with. Now, these two here, this one and the other one, these two here, are basically the same app. And if you look at the wording of them in the app, you got Learn Bisaya language, and this one basically says the same thing, just in Filipino. If we have a look at them both, you can see that they're basically the same app. You go here, and if I click on that one there, you see the layout. Now, I don't know why in the simulator this doesn't work, and on my phone, the apps aren't available to download, so I can only do it through the simulator. Now, if I click on this, it says I and you, which English would say you and I would be the correct way to say that. But I guess the translation here says I and you, which in Philippine, saying it backwards is the correct way to say it. But if I click on that now, I can't play that. There's no audio. I can't click on that there, and I can't click on that there. You know, if you wanted to use this app, just say you could talk to someone and say, oh, I want to say this, I want to say that, and you just go to this part of the app, and there you go, the child, so you'd go ang bata, and, you know, try and pronounce it the best you can, and, you know, you're saying the child, you know. Without the audio, this app is really no good to me, but it could be used as a translator. And the other app is the same. So both those apps are basically the same thing. I go to here, and it gives me the same layout. So, you know, what you're looking at with both those apps is basically the same thing. Now, the apps I like is you got this one here. I haven't paid for it because I'm not at the stage where I'm that advanced. But if I click on something here, say I want to go to quiz, it doesn't say the English part of it, which it would be really good if this app did both English and Bisaya, because this app could be used across a large range where people who are trying to learn English could also use this app. So if you're Bisayan and you want to learn English, you could also use this app, but this app is only one way. And my problem with it is it talks too fast. I don't know. I have one older sister, so this one here, I don't know how to pronounce that, Bayi, but this one here would be sister, because that's the only one here that says to me that it has something to do with a girl.
Na ako'y usa ka maguwang nga bayi.
And excuse me, waitress. So waitress is the word I'd focus on here. And we've got waitress here. It's not spelt the English way, but you'd understand that as waitress. So that would be the answer there. So I'm not learning anything from that, because I'm just recognizing words.
Excuse me, waitress. Asa ko pwede makapabaylo sa ako traveler's check?
See how fast that was? Now, for me, I didn't understand a word, but there's no speaker here to click on to replay it or to slow it half speed so I can hear that a bit slower, so something that I can understand. This is an app where you're trying to learn. The speed of this is speaking like as if they're speaking to somebody next to them that already knows the language, and I can't replay that now, so I have to try and read that myself and work it out here. Now, you've got traveler's check, so, you know, traveler's check. It's English, it's English. So, you know, what did I learn? Nothing. The room is dirty, please clean it. Now, I don't know. I'm looking for one that has polyhook in it. This one. So it's probably this one. Oh, this one's got polyhook as well. I'm going to guess this one.
Hugaw ang kwarto, palihog ug limpyuhin.
So you get my drift.
Apil na ani ang
And then it goes, instead of you having an arrow there to click, say, the next one to go to, it automatically goes there. So instead of staying on that last page, and so I could click on it to have a listen to it again, to how it sounds, and maybe half speed it so I can listen to it slower, it just automatically goes to the next question, and it's gone. So again, didn't learn anything there. If you're already familiar with the language and you're just trying to scratch up, you know, become better, then this app is what you want. For a beginner, this app is no good. I'm not finding this app any good at all. I'm just recognizing words like this one here, insurance. So I'd go insurance. What did I learn? Nothing.
Pwede nimo usbon, palihog?
I think that's me or something, and that's please. So Is there a message for me? May I use your phone? Is 100% cotton? Can you repeat, please? I'm going to say repeat.
Unsa orasa ang pag-check out?
Okay, so that's, it's a pretty good app. I'm just saying it's not for a beginner. So if you don't want to hear it in the girl's voice, when you first install the app, it asks you, are you a boy or are you a girl? What it should be asking is, do you want to hear the app in a girl's voice or do you want to hear an app in a boy's voice? So to change it, you'd go to here and you'd go to settings, sorry. Go to here and you can change it in here to I'm a boy, where it should just say man's voice. And that one they should say woman's voice, because now if I go back out of that,
Naimensahe para na po.
so now it's in a man's voice. And, it's still too fast. And I have no idea what he just said. I don't recognise. Okay.
Asa ang check-in counter?
So I can recognise this one. He's just asking for a check-in counter, and there's a check-in counter. So where's the check-in counter? Let me hear that again. I can't. So I have to go, Osa ang in, I don't know. So, trying to learn, let me hear that again and let me hear that slower. So, like I said, this app is for someone who already is familiar with the language and just wants to get better. But yeah, it's a good app. Just it could use both. Say if I click on the correct answer here, and for it to say it in English, and then for you to get the option to play it again in English would be excellent. So I'm going to go check-in counter, and you won't hear it say it in English. Where's the check-in counter? It'll just go green and then go to the next question.
Wala ray ice pali.
You see? And I don't know, I don't remember or something, and please, so that's what I'm looking for. So probably no ice, please, would be, yeah, that'd be right. So AIAYS would be ice. But I didn't get to hear it again. I didn't get to hear it in English. So, it's not bad. If I was to go away from the quiz and let's go food, drink. Now, the layout of this is not how you see it on the mobile phone. I'm using a Android simulator. So if I go here and I want to learn how to say, I need a table for X amount of people, and we'll choose, say, 3.
Kailangan ko og lamesa para sa tulo ka tao.
I don't know, but I couldn't understand a word of that. It was all muffled. But I need a table for 3 people, and I can hear it again.
Kailangan ko og lamesa para sa tulo ka tao.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't understand it. He's too quick, and I can't slow it down. If I want that to be my favourite phrase, I can put a star on it. And I don't know what this one does. Oh, it just makes it bigger.
Kailangan ko og lamesa para sa tulo ka tao.
Okay, so I don't really understand what he just said. What would you recommend?
Unsa ang imo marekomenda? Unsa ang imo marekomenda?
Unsa
ang imo marekomenda?
unsa ing?
Unsa ang imo marekomenda?
I don't know. So yeah, it's not working for me. The recordings on this app aren't the best. Some of them the volume is set too low. Some of them the volume is louder, and a lot of them are muffled. And if I was to change that to girl so we can hear what it sounds like when the girl says it.
Unsa ang imo marekomendar? Unsa ang imo marekomendar?
It sounds like it's saying unsa ing.
Unsa ang imo marekomendar?
I'm not getting that, and it still sounds muffled. This app could be upgraded, but it is a fantastic app. But if you don't know the language, you're not really learning a lot here. Now, the better app I am definitely going to use this app when I'm more familiar with the language, but for now, it's kind of like just on reserve. So I'm not going to pay for it until I can understand it. Now, this app here, I really like. Now you can do daily lessons and so forth. This app had a lot of thought go into it. This is a really good app. And I recommend anyone that's trying to learn to use this app. So we can go beginner. And I tried to scroll then, and that's what happened. Sa hospital.
Sa ospital.
2, please.
Sa palihog. Taxi.
Obviously.
Taxi. Sige, tana.
Well, he didn't say polyhog, so it must be this one. He said Sigi something, but I can go slow here to hear it again,
Sige, tana.
or I can go normal.
Sige, tana.
See how much better this app is? This is the app to practice with.
Sige, tana.
Dana. Let's go, okay?
Hospital.
Now I want you to spell it. Say,
Hospital.
you just spell it how it sounded. And we can go quizzes.
Taxi.
Taxi.
Sa palihog. Sa palihog.
Just say I spelt it how it sounded.
Sa ospital.
It's the hospital. So
Sa ospital. Sige, tana. Sige, tana.
So you can see what I'm doing here. It's pretty easy. So this bottom word here, hospital.
Hospital.
So this is the beginner app. This is the app I would recommend people using when they're learning. Let's go have a look at a few other things there. We can change the language here to tons of different languages. A lot of time and effort has been put into this app, and it's well worth having this one. I don't know what the bell does. Sign up for alerts, I guess. I can share if I wanted to, and I have to turn it on and put in settings. I'm not going to. We'll go into settings of this one, so you can go to my account, which I won't go to. You get my stats, leaderboards, the history of what you've done. This is a really good app. I'd definitely check this one out. Now, the last app I also really enjoy. Unfortunately, it doesn't do Cebuano. So when you look at this, I've chosen Spanish because the Bisayan language is influenced by the Spanish. So I chose Spanish, but there is no other. You got these ones, but there's no Filipino in there. So I've just had to go with Spanish because that's the closest language I could find. And we go to continue learning
Vamos.
here. Vamos. Well, I know a bit of Spanish, so I know that's let's go. Come on.
Hola.
Hello. You want me to spell it? Type what you hear. Okay.
Hola.
Hola.
But that's not how you say hello in Cebuano, Bisaya. But, it's really good, and it's got video, visuals. You got people actually speaking there. So, hi.
Hola.
¿Cuándo?
¿De qué va?
¿Qué?
What? Okay.
¿Qué?
If only it was that easy to learn Bisaya. But, from watching TV and so forth and watching Cheech and Chong and things like that, you pick up on this one. But anyway, just wanted to go through those apps with you because I think, we'll go back to the beginning here. Memorize would be a fantastic app if they had the Bisayan language as part of the options. But you want to learn a bit of Spanish or something, you can go there. That's a really good app. This is fantastic. Bluebird Cebuano. That's a fantastic app. I really encourage people who's learning to look at that one. But I find on the go, when you're traveling, whatnot, this would be a good app to do. But when you're at home, you're probably not going to pay so much attention because you've got other things in the house to do. And that's why I like having something on YouTube that I can just have automatically playing in the background, like the videos that I'm making. So that way I don't have to be looking at my phone or tablet. I can just be listening to it in the background, or have my Bluetooth headphones in or something, and I'm just listening to my own lessons. And listening to my own lessons, I've come already a long way. Just for instance, the video I made almost a month ago, I could barely count the 5. Now I can count the 20, and I've learned a whole bunch of other words as well. And that's just by listening to the lessons that I've already made for all of us to learn. So I listen to my own lessons that I'm putting on YouTube, and I have them playing over and over so I can learn and relate words. And I've already started using words with my wife when I'm referring to something, and I say, look, Bucky, just saying, look at the frog. But I'm using English and Bisaya because obviously I don't know Bisaya properly. So I'm trying to include words in my daily usage. So if I say there's one of something, I say there's ulsa. If I say there's two, there's duha or tulu, and so forth. So I'm trying to include that instead of saying it the English way, I try and say it Bisayan way, but I'm mixing English with Bisaya to fill in the words that I don't know for Bisaya. But it's an effort that you've got to make. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of homework to do. Yeah, I've done this as well. And Bisaya Ko is a good song, and Gig Kamut Kamut is a good song. And what you want to do is just try and translate it yourself. Now, if you copy and paste like I did here, copy and paste that, what's going to happen when you go to translator is it's not going to translate. It's just going to go a whole bunch of gobbledygook like this, a whole bunch of nonsense. Now, what you want to do is try and do word for word or a line like that. And like I'm using this translator online, and this is a good translator, this one. Now it says, Visayas will respect me. When they translate this here to English, it doesn't really translate the way it's meant. But when you look at the words, and it's got Bisaya ko, I respect ko, na Bisaya ko, I'm proud, na Bisaya ko. It's saying I'm Bisayan and I'm proud to be Bisayan. But see how the song mixes English with Bisayan as well. Find that when you're in Cebu, a lot of their language is mixed with English, and a lot of people there can understand little bits of English, and that's because there is like sports and so forth. When you talk English over there, they're catching half of what you're saying because they already understand part English. If you can speak part Cebuano and part English, they have a better understanding of what you're saying. For instance, when my father-in-law was saying kaon, and I didn't understand what he was saying at the time, but kaon is food, and pag kaon is trying to say let's eat, and I had to get my wife to translate what he was saying to me, but I didn't understand what he was saying either. Like when I got her to translate to me, I didn't acknowledge the word he was using to say, food's ready, come eat. And now that I'm learning this and I've gone through my lessons and I see those words, it registered with me, oh, that's what he said then, and that's what he meant. So next time I go back to Cebuano, I'm going to have a better understanding of what people are saying. But my lessons are really helping me, so I hope that they're helping you as well. But getting back to this here, if you don't understand the full phrase, just obviously Bisaya, so you go irrespectable. Irrespectable means respect me like I'm Bisayan and respect me. Because there's a bit of a thing going between the two languages that, Bisayans aren't respected like they should be. So that's what this song's about. And it's a pretty good song. I really enjoy listening to it. But I don't fully understand it, so I might be translating that wrong. But I believe that's what the song is about, is saying that just because I'm Bisayan doesn't mean that I'm less than you. I'm Bisayan and respect me. I've got a few other things to talk about, and that'll be next month when I make another clip. So until then, take care. I respect you being here. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.